matched with on Hinge years ago, like 3 years ago. Bad in a motherfucker. I was excited. Fellas, you know when you match with someone super bad, you get giddy? Ooh, get excited in this bit. And I was still a little bit green. Like her profile had like a lot of, it was like luxury and black woman. And we were talking and exchanged numbers. And I was like, yo, let's go here. And it was a barcade. And she was like, she responded, curved me very gracefully. She said, it seems as if we prefer to spend time in different spaces. So I'd recommend taking someone else there. But best of luck. And then she left like the sprinkle emoji. I said, oh, did she curve me with pixie dust? I think she curved me with pixie dust. That's crazy. That was a first. But so that didn't work out. But I also was like, beloved, you're on Hinge. I don't think you're gonna get what you're looking for on this app. If you were really living like that, you wouldn't be up here. Women with those type of expectations do very well in real life. They don't need a dating app. They get that type of experience in real life. So I doubt she was on that app long. I doubt it. She got to sustain the lifestyle no matter what, right? Funny thing was, I had the bread to do that kind of stuff. So she missed out. She missed out. I don't start off like that though. Nah. I don't care how much money I make. I'm not starting off with like luxury. Fuck out of here. That's like relationship territory, to be honest with you. One of the main reasons why I don't do well on Hinge for real. Right. It's a shit show, bro. If you try to get some cheeks, Hinge is great. Fantastic. Relationships? Oof. There's a lot of nymphos up there, a lot of avoidant women and men, a lot of people with severe attachment issues, a lot of people trying to get over an ex, a lot of people who are just seeking validation. No Tinder is for cheeks? No. All of the dating apps are for cheeks. All of the dating apps are for cheeks. Trust and believe. That's what they are for, primarily. The people who are doing the best on dating apps when it comes to finding people and having relationships are ugly people. The chopped community has a very high success rate with finding love on dating apps. Who would like to guess why? Who would like to guess why that's the case? Why is the chopped community having such a good time on dating? Why do you think that is? Personality? Yeah, that ain't it. I've heard the opposite. The most liked profiles are most attractive people. But most liked doesn't mean relationship. Why do you think that is? Okay, we got some good guesses. Low expectations, low standard, filters, lies. There's no distractions because they're chopped. Not a lot of distractions. If you're very nice looking, you're gonna get a lot of attention. If you get a lot of attention, it's really hard for you to lock in with somebody. It makes it more challenging. If you don't get a lot of attention, making sense? We following the logic? If you don't get a lot of attention, you're more likely going to lock in with one of the options that come your way. This isn't just a dating app thing. This is like life in general. Chopped people, there's trade-offs to everything in life. So people who are chopped, they tend to pair off more easily in general. No distractions. And the person is more likely to like you for you because there's certainty, they certainly don't like you for other reasons. So they're more likely to like you for you. So there's a bit more of an authentic connection. If you're super attractive, a lot of people who are interested in you are just going to want you because you're super attractive. They're not really going to want you for real. They probably couldn't care less about you. Women know this. Women, this has been your experience. You deal with a guy who's lusting after you, right? Isn't really interested in you. Really attractive men have the same experience. So, what about medium chop? I'd say, yeah, they do well as well, for sure. So, the chop people win on the back end, attractive people win on the front end. So, they can get a lot of attention, a lot of interest, but on the back end, it doesn't really convert as easily. What's up, girl fitness? What's happening? It's one of my more controversial opinions, but we all family here, right? We're all family here. No, we don't. We get the 304s. When you say we, what do you mean? TikTok, the new meta. TikTok is the new dating app. It very much so is. But that's always been the case. Social media is nothing more than a covert dating app. They only chop if their bank statement is chopped. How do I tell if I'm chopped or mid? You should be able to tell. Dating apps are a really good way to tell how attractive you are physically. Really good way. Just look at who you match with. Who you're like the type of people who you're consistently able to match with. That's your range. That's your range. You could punch above your weight, sure. But like we're talking about pure aesthetics, like in real life, if you're a man, right? You charisma can help you, lifestyle can help you, like personality can help you, social skills can help you. All those things can like help you punch above your weight. On a dating app though, all of those traits aren't observed. So you're being reduced to your physical attributes. So if you want to know where your range is, and dating apps give you that data. For men at least, not necessarily for women. Yeah, I forgot to make that distinction. That's for men. For women, it's a different dynamic because men will try to match with everything. Are you watching Love Island USA this season? Nah, I'm not, unfortunately. I'm too far behind. It's like, what, 28 episodes in? I'm certainly not spending hours catching up just to make a video. I'm not doing that. I have to give a full weekend to just watching Love Island. I don't care that much. I'll let someone else go viral off of those insights. What topic are you talking about? For now, let's just join. Look at the header above, brother. Again, if you have any questions pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I'll bring you up and we'll solve your issue. Okay, don't be shy. We're all family here. We're nice, non-judgmental. Sometimes. So attractive women can't find meaningful relationships. That's not what I said. It's harder. It can be harder. Coach, do you think a man be distracted by options on social media if they were sincere? Do you think a man be distracted by options on social media if they were sincere? Can you rephrase that? I don't know if the comment cut off. I don't really know what you're asking me. Ugly men would approach any type as long as they have bread. Is sad. Like if a chopped man has money, he'll approach anything. I mean, from his personal experience, that tends to get what he's looking for. We listen to judging here. It's just more difficult, right? Right. Who are you rooting for in the World Cup? I don't watch it. I'm not a big sports guy. If I do ever watch sports, it's typically basketball or like UFC. But I barely watch those, so you're the nicest one on TikTok, but a real. I think I have a good balance. Sexual chemistry versus compatibility. What's the actual question there? Are you saying that which one is more important? Compatibility will be more important for the relationship. Hello? Hello? All right. Shorty over there frying chicken. Yo,
Yo,
what's
can
going
you
on,
hear
man?
me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, so I was the one earlier that asked about the polygamy aspect.
Okay.
Um, the reason why I was mostly wanted to learn more about it was because I do kind of have sort of a hard time with uh, staying in a committed relationship because of how I think I should portray myself in a relationship, right? So I've been in a few relationships, and mostly I kind of broke it down myself for three aspects of what I need to be right before I should get into a strong relationship. I just didn't learn this until later, right? I had to experience it.
Right.
So, three things, right? Financially, physically, and mentally prepared or ready for a relationship, right? Now, most of the time, actually almost every single time I've been in a relationship, it usually doesn't work out if I don't have one of those three things. Um, kind of feel like I'm in a pickle because it's kind of hard to have three things all at once.
And what were the three things again?
Mentally stable, financially stable, and physically stable. Physically stable. Physically, as in like being able to protect the person I'm with.
Okay.
So it's like,
How does that connect with polygamy?
because I feel like when you said the polygamy aspect of being able to, the jealous aspect, I wouldn't say I really would be jealous. I would say I'd be more insecure about myself, as in like, okay, if you feel like you want to branch out because you feel like I'm not the right person for you, I'm still be here for you. You can go into another relationship. I'll be here. Like that's the kind of thing I was like when I asked about polygamy, because I'm like, I mean, hey, I'm always gonna have options. You always gonna have options. I know there's better options. I know I look good, but hey, there's other dudes out there. Like you can think that somebody else is attractive all you want to, but if you think I'm not financially ready, then go ahead. I don't be here, but like that's why I was like asking about the polygamy thing, because I was like, is that really me being like insecure, or is it like me lacking the feeling of being jealous? I mean, because is jealousy like required in a relationship, or not required? I say like.
I'm not following the logic, to be honest with you. So you basically said that you failed in relationships because you're either lacking financial stability, mental stability, or physical stability.
Yeah,
So the solution in your mind is to be poly.
because how do I explain this better?
That's a big logical leap. I'm not understanding how we're connecting the two. Because my original, or like my initial thought would be, why don't you just get financially stable or mentally stable or physically stable?
I guess I'll say because I feel like if I do get to that point of where I'm on three, I'm scared. I'm scared it's still not going to be enough for the person I'm with.
Why do you think that?
A lot of what I see on social media, I'll say,
Okay,
like,
well, social media is real life, brother.
true,
Social media is, I
true,
promise you, social media is not real life. So you're seeing people who are trying to get attention, so they offer more extreme opinions in order to get more attention and likes on their videos.
Yeah.
So that's already going to distort the signal because they're optimizing for a goal. It'll be one thing if people were like just authentically expressing themselves on social media. That's not what's happening. They're trying to get attention. And normally you
Yeah.
get attention with extreme opinions. So people tend to offer extreme.
Makes
So people tend to
sense.
offer extreme opinions in order to optimize for said attention. And then viewers like you will look at that and think it's a representation of reality. And it's not true. So you're kind of proving what I'm talking about. My original assertion was that a lot of people in the poly community are unstable in some way, shape, or form. Not crazy. What I mean by that is like they may have some
Yeah.
attachment issues or something like that, right? Or some wound they're running
Yeah.
away from. And you're basically saying the same thing. You're like, I'm not
I
enough,
do.
therefore
No, I
I'm
do.
a be poly. So it's proving the point that I made earlier.
Yeah. You are right. Yeah. Like that. That was the one thing I was trying to remember what you said. That was like that was pretty accurate. Was most of the time I see people in a poly relationship. Some people are actually pretty close to my coworkers. I don't think they want to say it, but they have attachment issues. And I feel like I've had that since I was younger. I just don't want to go into it because I go into a poly relationship because I feel like that's even harder for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's having attachment issues. That's definitely something I need to work on within myself.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, that's it.
um,
You gotta do the personal work. It's like default into like a poly arrangement. It's just you running away from the problem.
yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate the talk because I was because like seeing all this stuff on TikTok, like that whole red pill thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's really being pushed,
Mm-hmm.
especially for men that are like trying to live a not regular 9 to 5 and trying to find out what's going on
Mm-hmm.
with all this relationship and dating situation. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to take that red pill. That red pill isn't smart at all.
Right. Right. It's not. Trust me. It's not. So, yeah. I mean, you could come back here, bro, asking questions. It's like you want to find people who are moving in good faith and trying to actually solve the problem and help people instead of like line their pockets by lying to people, right? That's a lot of that red pill shit. It's a lot of damaged people who are projecting their experience onto the population at large and they're trying to convince you of their worldview. And even though there is truth to it, it is not the truth, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that the discernment part is like really challenging.
Mm-hmm.
The discernment part is super challenging because I was like, it, everybody's opinion is different, like you said. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, it,
Yeah, go through my videos, bro. Consume a little bit more of my
I
content.
don't
I
know.
got like longer videos on YouTube that may help you like kind of get stability in terms of like how you perceive things. Okay?
Absolutely, thank you, man. Appreciate you having me.
No problem, Chief.
Thank
You
you for
take
the time.
care.
You too.
All right. Another one saved. Love to see that. Jazz, is that you on YouTube? I see Being Brown. I know that's your business. I want to make sure that's you. If it is, what's happening? All right, do we got another caller? Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Okay, CC, we got to get better than that. Got to do better than that, CC. We got to. I told y'all, I need y'all operating like the NYPD. You judge a book by its cover. You see these profile pics? Where you going? Stop and frisk. You feel me? Stop and frisk. Stop and frisk. That's what I need y'all doing, all right, mods? I need y'all judging every book by the cover. If they look like they're a matchmaker and they gonna come up here and tell me hi 30 times in a row for some reason, get them out of there. Get them out of there. You always gotta look to them. Hello. Hello.
Hello,
How you doing?
I'm doing.
There we go. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the stop and frisk I'm talking about. You feel me? Get out of here. They always say hello 3 or 4 times. It's so fucking annoying. It is so annoying. My Africans, I love y'all, but we got to start locating where in Africa they're located and like blocking whatever country they're in. We got to do it. It's that yellow hue. When you see that yellow hue, I told you it's like their phones got jaundice over there. They got liver disease. I don't know why the Africans that come in here for matchmaking always got the yellow hue in their videos. I don't know why that is. But if you see the yellow tint, if it looks like they're surrounded by pollen, get them out of there. Get them out of there. D Money, what's happening?
What's up?
Chilling, bro. What's up with you?
Nothing much. Figured I'd pop on for a bit while we're waiting on some callers.
Yeah.
We'll put that in Cece's performance review for sure. You know, we might have to put her through those training videos again. Get her up this.
Cece took Danny down. That's hilarious. We got beef with the mods. Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating relationships, hit the button at the bottom of the screen with a blue and pink person. I'll bring you up and solve your issue. All right? Danny and Cece be beefing behind the scenes. Danny be throwing shots. CJ, did you mean to request? Yo. CJ.
Auntie hit him with the oops.
Hilarious. D Money is back. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up?
I apologize for CC's behavior.
No, it's warranted. I've been picking on her quite a bit. She's an easy target.
Right. What you got going on?
Nothing much. Still clothes shopping. I kind of have the wardrobe set up for this year, and I'm working on a year 2 plan. The accessories and upgrades to it after that. But I have a good foundation coming along nicely.
Right. That's what's up, man. Yeah, you gotta get right. It's like, this is what guys don't understand. If you packaging, it's like if you look at this thing from like a scale from 1 to 10 in terms of attraction, even though I don't believe in the scale in terms of like, I think people should look at themselves as like being 101. That's a better frame. But the way that you package yourself can move you up 1 or 2 points. So a lot of guys like, and you'll find that the most chopped guys don't do that sometimes. Cause they're like, what's the point? I'm chopped. I'm like, you don't get it. Women are taking on your entire aura. So if you adorn yourself in a more intentional way, it can help a lot. It can help a whole lot. It's not gonna fix your facial genetics, but it can help a lot. So finding a way to like dress in a way that expresses your essence in a way is very helpful. I got a comment on YouTube. Hey bro, some dating coaches online say guys should only make a move on girls who show choosing signals or high interest. What do you think? I don't think the choosing signals thing is very it's very interesting. It is directionally accurate because a lot of women, if they're interested in you, they'll show it in some way, shape, or form. But women tend to be extremely indirect. So you'll find sometimes women will just find ways to close the distance. So they'll just like be around you, but they won't really look at you. They'll just be in your physical presence. They'll be in proximity to you. But there are some women who, if they're attracted to you, they won't look at you at all. They won't even make eye contact. They won't look at you, right?
Yeah.
So if you only are going after the ones who show choosing signals, then you're missing that subset of the population who probably are attracted to you, and then they won't show any signs of that being the case. So the better approach would be to just assume attraction.
Yeah,
unless
that's
you have
kind of the direction I was going to suggest, because I'm going to be honest, especially post-COVID, social skills have been on a free fall as a culture too. So a lot of even nonverbal stuff can be a mixed bag.
Right.
So trying to read into that, you're going to set yourself up for failure more so than just shooting your shot and taking risks.
Yeah. So you want to assume attraction, um, unless like while also the tension you have to manage is like assume attraction while also read the room.
Mm-hmm.
But also
Right.
read the room and assume attraction. There was a guy who asked a question yesterday. And he was like, how do I keep the woman's interest or keep her attention? And I was like, that comes from the wrong mindset. Comes from the wrong mindset because you're oriented to the woman, right? You're putting your fixation on her, and you are abandoning yourself in the process. So the reason why you're struggling is because you are putting all of your attention on the other and none of the attention on yourself and what you want to do in your own desires. So it's like biblically, right? The way I've been coaching people is renewing their mind, right? So it's like you'll see biblically they say to renew your mind. So essentially what that states is the Bible offers the highest truth. If you replace your thoughts with the words of the Bible, then you'll be more in alignment with your higher power and your life will improve qualitatively in like fashion. So you want to renew your mind. So that same mechanism though works in my coaching practice. So for him, he needs to renew his mind, meaning replace that belief, the unconscious belief, with a higher belief, a new paradigm. So instead of him being like, how do I keep her interest, which the question behind that question is, how do I make her like me? You replace that, how do I make her like me, with the mindset of, your orientation should be, do we like one another? I'm discovering if we like one another. That phrasing is very intentional because you are included in it. So approaching it with that mindset, do we like one another? Your desires and your perspective is built into that. So you never become disassociated from yourself. Make sense?
I agree with that. Yeah.
So that's going to be a better orientation. It's not you're trying to achieve a goal, it's you are trying to make a discovery. So now you're detached from the outcome.
Right.
You're
You're
not trying
approaching
to-
with curiosity.
Exactly. You're not trying to make her do anything. You are discovering something. Do we like one another? Yeah, it's cool if you like me, but do I like you? And then that makes the conversation more interesting because you're trying to discover somebody, which is linked to curiosity. So now you'll start really like taking in her essence and trying to peer into her inner world. So you're trying to discover who she is so that you can see if you like her. It's a much better paradigm to come from. Starting to go deeper into like not being so tactical, but really trying to understand where the question is coming from, because that's what we need to do surgery on. Yeah, we can do the behavioral shifts, but that's more so a short-term solution. It's not long-term. The long-term changes are going to be mindset, and it's going to be in belief. We got to do that because like you can change the outward behavior, but if the belief stays the same, what is animating you is off. And there will be a degree of incongruence that comes from people intuitively feeling out that like you're not on one accord with yourself. Like you're saying the right things, but your energy isn't, right?
Right.
Like when you're in congruence, like your tone, your body language, your eye contact matches what comes out of your mouth and what you say. When you are just making behavioral shifts, there's going to be a mismatch between your energy and your tone and your countenance and your body language and what's actually coming out of your mouth. And that's going to be interpreted as like, this guy's weird or something's off about him. I just don't know what it is. It's going to be a felt sense. So
Right.
I'm going deeper into this idea of animation. What is animating you? I don't want to see you making no video about animation now, Danny. You fucking leave it alone. But I want to know what is animating you. Where is your actions coming from? And a lot of what is animating you is either a belief or a goal. Yeah, so either you have an unconscious belief that you're unaware of, or you are optimizing for a goal, like, let me make her like me, which is connected to a belief, which is like, I'm not likable. You assume that you are likable. The question never comes like, does she like me? It's assumed, right? Like, attractive people never like, does this person find me attractive? Their life experience has told them like people do. So why would I ever question it? Getting a little bit deep down the rabbit hole with that one. but I tend to yap when there's no callers. What are your thoughts on that, Danny?
No, I agree with that. I've said the same things, just worded it differently.
Uh-huh.
A lot of it kind of comes from just being more curious about someone as opposed to being in your head and thinking about getting to like a certain big goal, especially like the bigger goals, like whether it is just getting someone on a date or getting someone into a relationship. Kind of being more curious about the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This is why they say the highest wisdom beyond like a fear of God is a knowledge of self. So you got to know exactly what is animating you, like what unconscious beliefs you have, what's really driving you, so that you can address that, because that's the foundation. And if the foundation is bad, it don't matter what you build upon it, it will fall. Question.
Yeah.
We've been dating for 7 months, no commitment talk, thoughts? Yeah. That's some bad news for you, Judy.
I'll let you get back to it. I have a coaching call
All
coming
right,
up,
bro.
but
We'll talk
we'll
soon.
talk about it some more.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace.
Judy, 7 months is more than enough time for someone to commit. So, yeah, it's not a good situation. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I am hanging in there.
Mhm.
I guess you're just taking general question.
Yeah, about dating and relationships.
Okay. Before I ask or share, question for you. Have you ever been in a relationship where either you were the betrayer or the betrayed?
Mm,
If so, which one were you?
in high school, both.
Mm,
We
okay.
both played both roles.
Okay.
In adult life, I will say neither.
Hmm. That's really good to know.
Mhm.
The reason why I ask is because I am coming from the side of the one who betrayed, and I'm having a tough time sitting in the discomfort when I trigger my partner, when I unknowingly trigger my partner, and she begins to spiral,
Mm-hmm.
and then she begins to project her anger in a way that she's starting to create false narratives of me. And as the betrayer, I understand that I'm supposed to sit and allow her to feel seen, heard. But the minute she starts saying things about me that is not true, just like calling me out my name, or I then say, I then shut down and walk away, and then she assumes that's avoidance. And I tell her, I can sit in the discomfort up until you start being, mean to me and start throwing what I did back into my face in a very volatile way.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, you need to sit in that. Like, that is what you need to stay for. But I have a hard time doing that. And I guess my question is like, I tell her, once you regulate, then we can have a conversation. And she's like, that's so manipulative. Like, how dare you try to manipulate how I project my anger when you were the one who did the harm.
I will tell you this, love. This relationship sucks. I gotta be honest with you. Even the verbiage. I'll tell you this. I could not be with someone using therapy speak on me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I use these words to like teach and to coach people. Could not be in a relationship with somebody using that verbiage. It's like, oh my God, bro. So what's the question here that you have for me?
Okay, well, I guess I don't know if it would be more helpful if you were in the shoes of the betrayer as an adult, and I say that because like I want this relationship to work, and I'm here for the repair, but it's seeming like I'm only here for the repair up until a certain point,
Right.
I mean, I understand, like I did the wrong, so I'm gonna have to hear my wrongs over and over again, which is fine. But then it's kind of like, then she'll say things like, I bet you were enjoying it when he was doing this. And it's like, come on, like, how is that helpful? Like, stick to how
you
you're
went
feeling.
you went to the other team?
Well, no,
Huh?
not necessarily, because, we're each other's first woman experience.
Is that right?
And we were together for 7 years, and then I ended the relationship, but then
I'm sorry.
started
I saw
the following year.
Knuckles said, "Come on home, girl."
Oh, see, what? Why are you saying that? Now I feel like I can't have this conversation.
That's hilarious. Okay, I agree with him. We're here waiting for you with open arms. I don't know why you left. We got arms just
This
open.
is not conducive. This is not. Wait, why can't we just talk about what I called for? Why are we talking about this?
I'm just saying, like, the team, we miss you is all I'm saying. We miss you. So anyway, we'll get back to your point. So I don't think I need to have personal experience with this love. I look at the relationship as a system, and I'll tell you how this system works. So you can come back from infidelity, absolutely. People do it all the time, and they
You
often
can or you cannot?
you can.
Oh, you can.
And people do it all the time, and often people grow closer when they do it the correct way because it's now just another challenge that they were able to navigate. Like, with conflict in relationships, some of the purpose for it is to improve intimacy and closeness. So when you
Right.
navigate conflict effectively, you are closer on the back end. Right? So the relationship in that way can be anti-fragile, meaning that it benefits from destruction of some sort, right? From rupture, it benefits from it. It's like the monster on Hercules. Every head you cut off, 2 heads take its place. That's what being anti-fragile means, right? So, but most people don't have that type of orientation, so they don't have that experience. So the way that people can come back from infidelity, there requires 2 things. One, it requires accountability on the side of the betrayer, as you put it. So they learned their lesson. They unpacked why they cheated in the first place, why they betrayed. They take full accountability, and then they earn forgiveness and build trust back up. But what's also important in that equation is the betrayed trust. Like they don't throw it back in their face over and over again. They forgive fully.
Right.
They forgive fully. That doesn't mean that they allow themselves to be gaslit. That doesn't mean that they turn a blind eye. It just means they choose to forgive
There
fully,
it is.
right?
Yeah.
When you have those 2 mechanisms at play, now we can become anti-fragile and actually come together more. We can have a more cohesion in this connection, right? So
That makes sense. Yeah.
But with the therapy speak, with let's use these therapeutic terminologies to justify doing whatever I want to do.
Let me just wrap up this meeting and I'll be right there.
Okay, if there's no one else here that can help me, because I was in here to try to hook up to the printer.
Can you just give me 1 minute? I'll be right there. Thank you. My bad.
You're good. That was a white woman, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Was that a white woman?
Huh?
Was that a white woman?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I heard the Karen in the throat. She got the Karen throat. I could hear it. Anyway, so
I appreciate you picking up this call. I think the missing piece here is that one can say they forgive, but it's not linear. You know what I'm saying? It ebbs and flows, and I think it's just you got to know whether you want to be a part of the repair. I mean, it takes 2. But
you can give
I have to
grace.
step away.
You can give grace in order to help her through it, but at a certain point, it's like she has to make progress in the forgiveness, right? Especially if you've taken control on your end and you've been behaving in a way that should subcommunicate trust and growth from the experience. But if she keeps throwing it back in your face,
sense.
and then more importantly, justifying throwing it back in your face, and then finding opportunities to throw it back in your face, it's just not going to work.
I appreciate you. I'm going to hop back on in a couple of minutes, but thank you for picking up.
No problem, dear. Best of luck to you.
Have a good one.
You too. Knuckles, you've been on a roll lately. We were laughing about you on the mod call yesterday. He said, "Come on home, girl. Come on back to us." Well, if she doesn't tell her exactly what happened during betrayal keeps guessing. I agree with that. You got to be very open. But yeah, I do have very little patience for cheating. Like, even though I know that you can come back from cheating, I'm not coming back from cheating. big deuces. I'll borrow somebody else's fingers to give you the deuces. Definitely not coming back from cheating. I'm absolutely out of there. 1000%. Even if it's not even full-fledged cheating. If I see you and notice you doing even something within that, like under that umbrella, gotta go, gotta blast. I'm sorry. My beloved, you know how many options I'm turning down to be here? You have any idea the damage I can do? If I'm committing, you damn well better be. What are we talking about? Same-sex relationships usually come out of all sorts of traumatic experiences. I'm not touching that one. Not touching that one. The Rainbow Coalition got a lot of power. I'm not touching it. But conversation for another time, shall we? All right. Hello.
Hi, brother.
What's going on, man?
Wait. There's no camera on. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be a fun one. So, you know, we're talking about dating and relationships. So, I'm 31, and I recently got, out of a, how they call it, engagement. Sorry, English is not my first language.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I'd say 7 or 8 months ago, I don't know. And how do we get to the point back out there that we start liking new women again? Because I don't seem to be finding the one that I like.
Or you just exited a relationship?
A 3-year one.
Okay.
We were engaged.
You were engaged. Ah,
For
that's rough.
the last several months.
That's rough. How long have you been single?
7 or 8 months.
Okay. Why did that engagement end?
I guess it was something on her side that made me feel like cold inside. So, you know, I stopped treating her the way I wanted to. And by the end of the relationship, I backed up to see if she was still committed, and she just exited.
What behavior were you observing that made you feel like she was being cold?
You know, she told me, you need to get your shit together. Sorry for the vulgar language.
You're good.
And at the time, I was really stressed out because my mama got her leg broken, and I was running at hospital. I was really stressed out. You know, so I was not seeing not much of positivity, and on her side as well. So that affected my attitude, and I needed to check if I was mostly buying her stuff, you know, which is, I've been treating her so good because I got my own place to live, and it's fully paid off whatsoever, not a single worry in the world. And I gave her that carefree life, and so she one day, 2 or 3 months before we broke up, told me that I need to get my shit together because if something happens to me, she's not gonna wipe my ass. You know, which is, it seems like it's kind of toxic on her side, and I don't get her point. But maybe it's my fault that I've been treating her so well.
So when she said you need to get your shit together, what was she specifically referring to?
It's not about finances.
Mm-hmm.
It was about attitude.
Attitude due to your mother breaking her leg?
Yeah, because I was running at hospitals, and the whole situation, I don't... Bless everybody, I don't want anybody to be in this situation. It's really a stressing situation. I was stressed out for a long time.
Right.
So I got angry, and I didn't see her investing in the relationship. Not even making a meal for me, you know. She just told me, go and get some takeout, you know.
Mm.
And like I'm providing all that. Like I got my own place. I paid all of her bills and my bills and all the bills.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got her life on easy mode. So
Right.
I wanted to see if she would like still be with me when life gets hard, you know.
So how
It's-
long were you in this like lower depressed state?
I was not really depressed. I was just stressed out. I don't get depressed much.
Okay. So how long were you in like a lower mood?
A month or so, maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe a month.
And were you treating her poorly during that time?
I never laid a finger on her or called her any names, you know. I was just off key.
Okay. Were you like kind of distant in the relationship during that month or two?
Kind of.
Okay. So you were kind of
Kind
distant.
of. But I gave her my reasons.
So when this first happened to your mother, how did your girlfriend or your fiance respond?
Well, couldn't say she neglected it because her mother broke her leg coincidentally a year prior. But she was like, "You get through it," you know, like nothing emotional about it.
Did she break your mother's leg? How did your mother's leg break? 'Cause that's a coincidence.
Her mother leg.
I'm saying her mama broke her leg, and now your mama's leg broke. There's a common denominator there. She sound like she out here breaking legs.
And then no, I broke my leg.
Okay. You said you broke your leg.
Yeah.
Oh, so it
no,
wasn't your
like,
mother. You broke your leg in the situation.
All three legs broken. Her mother, my mother a year after, and now like 7 or 8 months in, mine.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think she's breaking your legs, brother. So
Yeah, but
so how did she when you went through this like stressful time, did she pour into you at all?
I don't think so. I think she got distant over time because I didn't give her like, you know, good at because I was stressed out due to like foreseeable reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay. This was just you were with a bad faith person. So that's all this was. Like any kind of good faith woman, if like you went through any kind of issue, like breaking your leg or going through familial issues, they would kind of go into like a nurturing mode, right? That doesn't mean you can stay in that state forever. That's why I asked you how long you were stressed. So let's say like you lost a job or something like that. Good woman will be like there for you. But, you know, month 1, she's there for you. Month 2, she's there for you. Month 3, she's there for you. Month 4, she's like, what's going on? Month 5, it's like, is what's happening? Month 6, you know, they're coming you on a clock. So eventually it's like, okay, this ain't the person I decided to be with. I need you to get back to where you were. Bad faith woman, it's like the moment shit goes wrong for you, she's like, this no longer serves me, so like, fuck them. You see the distinction? Yeah. So, that's you were with a bad faith woman. If you tell me that you were stressed out for a month or 2, and she was already like saying shit like that to you, that means she didn't really rock with you for real. So, okay, when the engagement ended, how did you like take that emotionally? Was that very difficult for you?
I got really angry because I tried to like make everything right, like before ending the engagement, and when she sat me down, you know, on my couch, and I already knew what was gonna happen, so I just told like, okay, let's cut it straight to the point. Like, let's get this thing cleared with, because I don't have the nerve right now to deal with this as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and talked it out. I was like really angry at myself mostly, because I poured in so much of myself into her, which was probably my mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. Oftentimes guys do that because they're trying to earn the love of the woman. So it's like the disposition is, if I do all of these things for you, then you'll love me. But you can't negotiate desire. That's not how it works. Someone either wants you or they don't. And the things you do for them is not going to convince them to want you or to love you. That's something that it's unconscious. They don't decide to do that. They either do or they don't. But if you give a lot like that, you can start to attract or choose unintentionally people who are wanting to take advantage of you. So they'll play the role of somebody who cares for you. And then you see the truth in the situation like yours, where it's like, now you're no longer able to pour into her like that. And now she immediately defaults to fuck you. Right? So just a bad faith woman. Now, when you said that you were very angry, anger is typically a secondary emotion, meaning the real emotion that's not being expressed is grief. So when people get like really angry like that, they're really sad. The sadness is powering the anger. But in order to really heal it, you gotta like bypass like the anger and like get into the grief and just grieve, like feel the grief and the sadness of the relationship ending. And that's possibly why you're finding it difficult to move on, is because you probably didn't fully grieve the connection, especially if like you immediately went out and started dating again. Like you gotta grieve the connection. You have to like create space to be sad, even cry if you need to.
I'm not particularly sad about it. I'm angry that I've lost so many years of my life, and it didn't.
But hear me, brother. This is probably going to be like an emotional intelligence thing. When you're angry about it, what's underneath the anger is grief. That's why you're angry. Anger is like you fight in reality. So it's like you're feeling anger because you're resisting the new reality that you face. But what you need to do is mourn the future you thought you were going to have. And through the process of mourning it and grieving it, you free yourself from it. And you can effectively move on. You don't want to stay in the anger, because that's not the true emotion.
Oh no, I'm not like angry at all about it. I'm just like thinking, I'm not seeing any person as interesting right now, you know. Not a lot of people catch my interest more than like 5 to 10 seconds, and I like if I like a minute in, I'm talking to somebody new, I see something broken about them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that is due to this past relationship. I promise you. You haven't emotionally worked through it. So you're preventing yourself from connecting with somebody else. So you're fault finding. I promise you, your ex wasn't perfect, but you embraced her faults as well.
Everybody comes with their own faults, but
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta feel the emotions, brother. That's just what this is. You got to. A lot of guys do that. I don't know if it's like a cultural difference here, but a lot of guys, when they go through a breakup like this, they immediately start trying to date other people to cover up that grief. So they want to distract themselves. But you gotta feel it eventually.
I'm not that kind of person, I'm just not feeling it right now.
Okay.
I don't know, I think it might just need time, to let the emotions sit in till I am able to find somebody new.
Yeah, just create space for that. And feel whatever you need to feel. And then after you feel it, now you've integrated the experience and you can have a fresh start. Okay?
Yeah, but just one final sentence.
Sure.
My life has gotten so much better
Mm-hmm.
when I got out of that relationship. And I'm feeling great. But it's just something missing. And I cannot quite put my finger on it, like what is.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's not somebody, because I'm not particularly looking into somebody new.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
So it feels like I'm seeking adrenaline right now,
Mm-hmm.
which must be something broken. To seek adrenaline for, entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we go, like, having fun nowadays, I guess.
Gotcha. Well, I do wish you the
got
best,
the-
bro. All right.
All right. So you got any thoughts on that, or?
No, it's just everything I told you is what I stand by. So you got to do that. You got to grieve the connection, and you can move on. All right. But got to keep it moving, brother. You take care.
All right. Have a good one.
Oof. Sometimes the plane doesn't land, right? Sometimes you got Amelia Earhart flying that bitch, and then it's like, where did Amelia go? Where did she? She was supposed to be here by now, wasn't she? Sometimes the plane don't land. You're going to get those from time to time. But if you feel like my conversation with you will land, you should book a coaching call. Okay? If you're in a situation where you're spiraling, you don't have clarity, and you want to know exactly what next step to take in your situation so you can finally get what you want instead of spending the next 6 months or longer spiraling and spinning your wheels, you should book a 1-hour coaching call. You'll get just that. Okay? This icon right here, hit that button below, shoot me a message, just DM me the word coach, and I'll send you a link to book your call. All right? But yeah, there could have been a language barrier there. But I talk to people from other cultures all the time, and they tend to understand what I'm talking about. So, and brother lost in the Bermuda Triangle. Right. Hopefully he gets it together. That anger is a secondary emotion part is bars, though. Hopefully people caught that. A lot of people don't know that grief and sadness typically is holding up anger. I think he is suppressing everything. I can tell you exactly what's missing. What's missing is companionship. Obviously. If you're doing all that for the person and you feel like they owe you something because you did all that, when you feel like someone owes you something because of what you did for them, it means you didn't do it from an altruistic place. It wasn't simply an expression of your character. You were doing it. It was a covert contract. So you had unspoken expectations. So if he is going to be the type of person to feel like he's owed something, that means that he was doing everything to win this woman. And if he was doing everything to win this woman, it means that he desperately craves companionship. And when he says that something is missing, obviously what is missing is that he does not have companionship. That is all. All right, we gotta block this person. Energy sits. What are you talking about? I'm just saying random words in the chat. Can't be the court jester for the princess. Amen, brother. Amen. All right, who else do we have? Who else do we have? Again, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person, and I will bring you up, all right? I got to get back in the House of Dragon. It looked like it's lit this season. We got all the mods making sure Danny is dressing appropriate. That shit is hilarious, bro. Say, Danny, what kind of socks you got on today? Sup, Super? Well, I got on the Nike socks today. I don't want to be pulled up. Just wish my ex would leave me alone. Are you entertaining him? My apologies. Hello.
Hey man, what's good?
Chilling, bro. What's up with you?
Not much. Good. 1 second. Yo, bro. How old are you?
35.
35. So you got like 10 years ahead of experience in life than me.
Yep. What's your question, big dog?
Should I get back with my ex?
Okay. How long were y'all together?
6 months.
6 months. How did you meet her?
I ran to get straight into their DMs and shit.
Okay. And why did y'all break up?
Caught her cheating, man.
You caught her cheating?
Yup.
No. Why do you want to get back with her?
See, it gets funny. Because, like, I knew there's something wrong with me. Because I asked to date her, but the entire time I was cheating too.
Okay. Why were you cheating?
Because I couldn't trust her.
Why couldn't you trust her?
The energy, the vibes, the way like she carries herself.
Okay.
You could tell the cheater just from the way they look.
So why were you dealing with someone you couldn't trust?
I don't know.
Okay.
At that moment, I felt like we had something going on. I was like, let me see it through.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that the flaw in your strategy is you can't be with someone you can't trust.
Genuinely. But the weird thing about it is that at first I told myself, I was like, I'll tell her we're dating and I'll keep doing my thing. But eventually, shit, I guess Nate got attached.
Typically how it works. So, yeah, the answer to the question is no. I wouldn't get back with somebody who cheated. And also, you got to kind of dive into why you even wanted to deal with somebody who you couldn't trust in the first place. It's not a good decision.
Okay. Not a very good one at all.
Mm-hmm. All right, bro. Best of luck to you, man. Surprised he was able to get so much action with that afro. I didn't expect that. But good for him. That's why I don't want to hear you guys talk about like y'all can't get no action. If buddy out here getting cheeks, what's stopping you? What is stopping you? You can do it. All right. Do you only give relationship coaching? Dating and relationship coaching. I've been talking a lot more about relationships lately, but I started off talking exclusively about dating as a men's coach. Now it's like it's grown to other things. Coach, how do you stop sadness from becoming anger? Just like feel the sadness. You process the emotion by feeling it, not thinking about it, not distracting yourself from it. You gotta feel it. Ain't nothing wrong with an afro now. Not the 70s afro, bro. I thought he was in roll bounce. Not that afro. If I'm trying to guess whether or not you're a time traveler, I think we missed the mark. We haven't really read the situation, you know? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Good.
I'm just getting back into dating again. And I was just wondering, like, is there like a question that I should be asking to weed out the men who are not really serious about dating?
How are you meeting men right now?
Like just if I go out, like sometimes I go out, sometimes I'm at the bar, sometimes just in traffic at the store.
In traffic?
Like, yeah, in traffic.
How's that happening?
Yeah, at the stoplight. We'll
All right.
exchange number.
Okay. All right. I ain't mad at you. So, how old are you?
Ooh, I'm 40.
You're 40. Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. So, you're trying to figure out how to weed out people who aren't serious.
Yeah.
What has your experience been thus far? Why has this been a problem for you? Talk about your last experience.
Oh my gosh. I think I trust too easily. So if I can narrow it down, I just trust too easily, and I just give people too much opportunity to fool me, I guess. So maybe not asking the right questions in the beginning, maybe.
So when you say you trust too easily, specifically from a behavioral perspective, what are you doing that shows that you trust too easily, and what problem is that creating?
Oh, these are good questions. Let's see. Maybe they tell me about themselves, right? And I just take it for what it is and not ask more questions about it. Not just take it for what it is. And even if I have an inkling like this doesn't seem right, I guess not trusting my gut so much. I'm like, this don't seem right, but they said this, so I guess I'll just trust that that's this, you know.
So what did they say that you were like, okay, I'm going to trust that?
Okay. My last experience, they said that they were divorced, and they were not. Yeah.
Okay. So what you have to, okay. Thing is, I always say like women sometimes will be like these men that they date are master manipulators. That's not the case. Like women tend to gaslight themselves. So what happens is you have hope that things are going to play out a certain way. And then the man behaves in a way that contradicts it, but he speaks in a way that aligns with your hope. So you decide to just believe what comes out of his mouth. It don't even have to be a good lie. It just needs to align with what you hope for. That's how con artists get over on you. It's like they figure out what you truly desire and then try to, manipulate you that way. So what you're looking for is for word and deed to align. Words and behavior must align. If words and behavior do not align, I'm already not trusting you.
Right.
Even if I don't know why they don't align. Nope. So you have to, here's the thing, you can't ask a question, because even asking a question, you're still falling into the cycle of believing what's coming out the mouth. Time reveals all. Right? So you ever heard people talk about like the 90-day rule? Not when it comes to sex, but just like commitment.
Right.
So
Yeah.
people tend to not be able to wear a mask for longer than 90 days. They tend not to be able to.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They tend not to be able to. It's exhausting to pretend. And eventually they will stop doing it, right? So both men and women have to be able to like read the person they're sitting across from. So all you do is pay attention and look for alignment between word and deed over time. And that'll tell you a lot of what you need to know. Another thing I would say is, from a behavioral perspective, I like to map behavior to character trait. So if you see a cluster of behaviors, don't think about it from a behavioral perspective, think of it from a character perspective. Because once you get a good feel of a person's character tends to be destiny. You can predict a person's future once you know what kind of character they have, or you can predict at least your experience, your experience of them.
Yeah,
right?
That makes sense.
Once you get their character. So I will be looking for that as well.
Okay.
That's it. So it's like you got to slow down and look at the full picture. Don't just look at what's coming out of the mouth.
I get it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem, love.
Thanks.
Best luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. That character part is key. That character part is key. You got to read that. You got to read that. And watch out for people who are especially good with words. If their actions don't align, they may still attempt to talk you around. Right. Right. If they're good with words, I won't even let them explain themselves. That's a really good point you just made, Isaac. If somebody's good with words and you already see what's going on, don't set yourself up to allow them to explain themselves, because they're gonna take you through there. They're gonna take you through there. Do you think dismissive avoidance lack character in any way that, what? That's Sincere from Love Island. I saw a clip, like a cluster of clips of him like mispronouncing words. So you still think he's good with his words? Of course, don't become an untrusting person, but just stay mindful. Right. I wish I did watch Love Island this season, because I do like doing the reads of the participants, but I'm too far behind. It'd take me a week to catch up of me just watching Love Island. I can't do it. I cannot do it. But if I ever come across Soul, Daddy happy. Yeah, it ends this weekend. It's definitely no need to now. It was really bad, not worth it. That's why I didn't watch it, because people were telling me that like it wasn't really good this season. I'm like, I'm not wasting my time then. Sincere was talking to women in circles and they love him. I mean, he's a handsome guy, so that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting, how he looks. But then also, these are like early 20-year-old people, early 20s. There's no bigger goofball on the planet than that age range. No meaningful connections. Okay, cool. A lot of people were DMing me, telling me to watch it and do a breakdown, and I considered it, but if it's about to end, I'm not doing it. It's not worth the viral video. Not worth it. Got a lot of people who follow me who are Huda stans because they thought I was defending her last year. I was like, I'm just explaining behavior here. I'm not defending nobody, not justifying anything, just explaining behavior. That is a rough fan base. The Huda ones and the Olandria ones. I had to block someone in this live who, like, you went to her page, it was all like videos of Olandria. And I'm like, that's not weird to you? I can fix Huda. You know Huda and Raleigh. I would roll the dice. The dice I would roll. Wouldn't commit to nobody like Huda though. What are these guys thinking? Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. I like your mindset. You're always winning. That's a superpower. Right. Appreciate you. Fuck Dallas. Raleigh is where it's yeah, she still lives in Raleigh, I believe. I've never seen her. Not that I've looked. Promise you I didn't look. I promise you I didn't Google anything where Huda located. Okay, what part of Raleigh is she in? I didn't do anything like that. But I've not seen her. I decided to stop responding to a guy I was dating and he keeps messaging. Should I tell him? Well, technically they're not committing to her. You think so? I thought she was in a relationship with some dude, some black guy. I tend to avoid foreign women who only date black men. Don't like that. When I have dated foreign women, it's just weird to me. Yeah, it's too fetish-like. Don't like it at all. Are you Trini? No. I thought you were asking me, was I Trina, the baddest? I almost took offense. Shall I let him know or just continue ignoring him? What was your original question? I decided to start responding to a guy I was dating. He keeps messaging me. Should I tell him? Yeah, just like tell him you're not feeling it. Like, treat other people the way you want to be treated. Right? That's it. That's it. I wouldn't even trust a woman who ghosts, because ghosting, unless like you're ghosting because somebody is like disrespecting you. Okay, understood. But if you're ghosting because you don't want to feel the discomfort of telling someone you're not feeling it, that means you follow your feelings, and I can't trust someone who follows their feelings. You can't build a relationship with somebody who avoids discomfort, because they'll avoid a lot of shit. Remember? Character trait. Right? Look at the behavior. Character. He is disrespecting me. How's he disrespecting you? And did he become disrespectful after you ghosted him? Do you consider it ghosting after one date? I don't consider it ghosting if you haven't had a date yet. But I think when you meet in person, you kind of owe it to the person. I was dating a guy who's been out of a 5 years. I have like a... When I was dating aggressively, I have a Google Doc of like just what I send. I'm copy and paste this shit. Send that off. All right. That disrespect word was a big thing this year on Love Island? Really? He became disrespectful after 2 months. Okay, well then just verbally end it. It's like a job interview. You go there, even if one time, if they don't respond, yeah, you can read the writing on the wall. So yeah, if you are being ghosted, like leave people alone. Like tape the fucking hint, right? But also like just close the loop for people. Met a guy online, he made plans to fly in and no show. Oof, that sucks. I've heard the opposite of that. I've seen videos of guys flying out for a woman and then she just stops responding. I can't imagine. Do you know how angry I would be to cop a flight? Boy, I'll blow the whole city up. I'll be like a Batman villain, that bitch. You be watching TV, you'll see me come on menacing like... Sorry to disturb this message, but Sarah likes to change plans. So because of that, blowing up the city. Batman can't stop me. Should be legal action against that, right? Hell no. I'll be mad as a bitch. Mad as a bitch? What? I can imagine that. Oof. Because I've flown out quite a few times. And never had that issue. You gotta vet people, man. I don't know. I think I've just chosen historically like good faith women to be with. I don't deal with nobody who moves in bad faith. I only deal with good faith people. I wish God can answer my prayers. What do you want me to do with that? Yeah, a lot of the treatment that y'all go under is because it's just a lack of reading people, man. Y'all got to learn how to vet. Vetting simply means you're observing over time if their behavior matches your standards. There 100% have to be red flags before ghosting after taking a flight. Right. You got to pick up on something, man. You got to read people. People be so caught up in like their desire for the person. I'll let that person go immediately when I clock some shit. Immediately. They're slow, sir. I ain't want to say it, but I ain't want to say it. There is an IQ component to this. There definitely is. You gotta read the person for sure. Some people see "flew me out" as a headline they can put on their social media for others to see. I don't think it's that big a deal now. But even if I saw that, I'm like turned off. Like, you'll see a dude who'll get with a woman who like posts thirst traps on Instagram and then get mad that she responds to DMs. The fuck do you think she's posting the thirst traps for? Read the person you're with. Read the person you're with. I go deep on this shit. I've told y'all, you can read a lot about a person. Don't jump to conclusions, but you really can read a lot about with little small shit. I was telling, I never made content about this, but like a pattern that I've observed is snake tattoos on women. It's like snakes and spiders. You see a lot of sex workers with that tattoo. Something to it. Snakes and spiders tend to be associated with a particular personality type. Tend to be. What about dragons? Dragons kind of fit. Now the context matters. Context matters. Like a shorty's like, I love Game of Thrones. It's okay. Within the dragon tattoo makes sense. With experience, you don't need a lot of time to read people. For those of us who have very pronounced pattern recognition, we don't. A lot of people don't have like a refined ability to recognize patterns like that. My shit is on steroids. Wait, I have a black window on the inside of my wrist? Is that right? Uh-oh. It ain't good, dope. It ain't good, dope. I'm just playing. You need context, right? You don't be in like a weird headspace where if you see a tattoo, you're like, that means, no. I'm just saying it is a pattern. Doesn't mean there aren't many exceptions. I'm good at reading and recognizing. My issue is not acting soon enough about it, right? Probably means you need some degree of validation, or you're fixated on whatever the goal is. Tattoo placements too? Yeah, I would avoid face tattoos. You got a face tattoo? That's telling me something about you. For sure. Tattoos in general now don't hold as much significance as they did before, meaning they don't communicate a lot about who you are like they did in the past, because it's pierced the cultural zeitgeist. It's become mainstream. When something becomes mainstream, the data gets distorted. So I'll give you an example, like septum piercings. A lot of guys are like, avoid the septum piercings. Used to be true, probably. It's mainstream now, though. So it's like, it don't really mean much at this point. To the early adopters of that, it might have meant something. But when it becomes mainstream, and people, it's like a monkey see, monkey do situation, it don't mean much anymore. Green and blue hair, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. No, thank you. Good on that. What they say about septum piercings? I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth, Lindsay. The fifth, I plead. Can't do it. Can't do it. Cannot do it. I'm like neutral on septum piercings. I don't think it adds anything. I asked this earlier, but can you view a person's profile and pretty accurately sum them up? I can tell a lot of a person's dating app profile for sure. Whole lot. Whole lot. The picture they're trying to paint, what they're trying to convey. A lot of stuff. What they're hiding. Like if someone has kids, they take the like, do you have kids off of their profile? And it's like, well, I know that means you have kids. So you might as well say you have kids. If you remove the option, the answer to the question of do you have kids, and it's not on your profile, it absolutely means you're changing diapers. So you might as well keep it up there. What are we doing? What are we even doing? Who's here guilty of that? I know somebody's guilty of that right now. Saying when they remove short, long-term preferences, right? People who say dating apps are solely for looks are missing out on a lot from info from the profile. They're mostly for looks, though. They are. There is a lot of info on the profile, so both things are true. But you're definitely looking at looks. You should give a lesson on profiles and how to portray. It kind of goes against my brand because I'm kind of anti-dating app. I asked earlier about kids anyway. What if their social media persona doesn't match their vibe in person? Should I read into it? Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. You should read into the social media. Absolutely. 1000%. But people don't like that. But it's like you chose to post what you post for a reason. So I'm going to read you off your social media. Hell yeah. What's the best way for my daughter who is 20 to find a quality potential husband? Have a good social life with people with similar values. Avoid green and blue hair and snake tattoos and spider tattoos and face tattoos and neck tattoos. I would avoid tattoos in general. Gotta be honest. It doesn't add anything. I don't have any tattoos myself. What if they got green and blue hair and all those tattoos? Adds a little aura. For men it does, because that's what women like. But for women, not necessarily. I don't think it really adds anything, at least not for me. Some guys may like it, but why would you avoid tats? I don't avoid tats. I've dated women with tattoos. It's kind of hard not to nowadays because everyone fucking has them, but they don't add anything. They don't add anything. Ooh, this is a good distinction. They add sex appeal to some women. They don't add wife traits. If anything, they remove the aesthetic of like the fantasy of what a wife is. But they do add sex appeal. So as a woman, getting more tattoos increases your odds of being like lusted after. I gotta dive into that one. That was a pretty good insight. But it does. It does. Guys, think of like, close your eyes, think about like the wife, the aesthetic of the wife you want to have. Probably not only tattoos. Now think about the woman you want to have fun with. She's tatted up, isn't she? She has a few joints on her. She definitely got that shit right there. That Rihanna thing. That's the one that does it for me. That one right there. Ooh. I hate the chest tattoos because now I think you MS-13. Now I think you've been jumped in by the Bloods. I don't know why women get them big ass fucking like chest tats. What are we doing? When did you get out? Top bump, bottom bump. Which one did you have? I don't know why you got that big ass chest tattoo. I don't get it. Why'd you do that? You ruined the Yitties. And as a Yitty fan, I'm unhappy. Mine is covering the burn. That's fair. Always attract men with no tattoos. Is that right, Bree? Is that an invitation for the DMs? Is that what you're doing? I might slide up in there. You never know. You never know. Cat, why don't you say you were a Kate fan? This is true. This is true. When I say I'm a cake fan, it ain't necessarily big. I'm more like a proportional guy. I don't care about size anywhere. I don't care about big ass shitties. I don't care about the cake factory. Is it proportional to your build? If I can do my homework on that ass, it's not gonna work. If I can comfortably fill out a Scantron on your ass, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But if it's proportional, like that. Like that. Big fan of that. Big fan of that for sure. Shape is greater than size. Right. Right. Shape got to be there. The only quote I like from Kim K was you put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. Right. Right message, wrong messenger probably. But because that Bentley has had a lot of body work, shall we say. But yeah, I have a problem with tattoos. It's just not the ideal situation. Unless they're like really small. Like the real small ones and dainty ones are fine. It's the big ones, like sleeves and shit like that. Even then, I've seen very attractive women with that kind of stuff. So it's not like a turn off. It doesn't add anything to me. It slightly takes something away to me. The big ones just like have a masculine vibe to them. But like the small little Arabic scribbles and shit like that, all right, I don't know what the fuck that says, but that looks nice. That looks nice. But women love tattoos though. There's been let me correct it. No, I'm not going to correct it. Women generally like tattoos on men. There's been so many men who like get sleeves or some sort of tat, and then they get more women after that. A lot of guys have experienced that. That's why you see so many men with the tattoos. They do it for women. Tattoos are inherently masculine. It has a masculine history. Women historically didn't really have tattoos like that. It was like the warriors had tattoos. The purpose was to like scare the enemy. I want sleeves one day, but I love art. I don't want to attract lustful bad men. You can probably, listen, do whatever you genuinely want to do. If you genuinely want to do it, and that's an expression of what you want to do, do it. Okay? That's not going to kill your love life. But also be thoughtful about the trade-offs. That's it. Be thoughtful about the trade-offs. Don't ever be one of those people who do something and then get mad that like, you have face tattoos and now fucking corporate America doesn't want to hire you. It's like, well, that was a predictable outcome, right? But if you get like sleeves as a woman, I mean, artsy men tend to like women who are like that. Now, artsy men also tend to not be faithful. So that's a trade-off you got to look for. Do what you want to do, but don't resent the people who aren't into it precisely. What's the psychology behind that? Why do women find men more masculine with tattoos? I don't really... Okay, so tattoos kind of communicate an edge about you. So I've always contended that women do like looks, obviously, but it's deeper than just looks. What's happening underneath the hood is, I think, your aesthetic I think what women are really attracted to is behavior. I think they're more attracted to behavior than looks. They're more attracted to aura and your vibe and your energy. And behavior is an extension of that. That's what they really find to be attractive. They also like looks. Now, when they take in your looks, they're associating your behavior to how you look. So they're really attracted to the aura and the behavior. And if you look like you behave in a particular way, they're really attracted to that. which is like men who like look very masculine, tall, in shape, physically attractive. They're like, this person's probably confident, this, that, and the third. And then if they engage him and his behavior doesn't match what they projected onto him, they lose attraction. So tattoos sub-communicate having a bit of edge to you, a bit of bad boy nature. That's what they're attracted to. It's not the tattoo itself. It is what it sub-communicates about you. Is my hypothesis. But if you get tattooed, you didn't change your face. All you did was put ink on your body. You didn't really change anything. Appreciate you, Abby. Some are painful. Yes, CC. Water is wet. What's up, Mimi? Yeah, treat CC like a child sometimes. That's a nice drawing, honey. Yeah, I love the scribbles. What is that you drew? Oh, it's a dinosaur? Okay, I can tell because you scribbled that blob there. Nice. I like that. I like that. What are the steps and timeline from a talking stage to a relationship? From talking stage. Well, here's the thing. I would say, like, if you're seeing each other at least on a once per week cadence, like, you should see some degree of progression within 3 or so months. Guys normally know within 3 months if they're rocking with you or not. So either they're not rocking with you for real or they're not emotionally available. One of the two is going on. Don't delude yourself. 3 months is max, yeah. I know by third date. Now, you can fuck it up after the third date. You can say some shit like the football team had their way with you. And I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds fun. Right? You just get kind of demoted. But by date 3, I had a good feel for where we're going. Good feel for where we're going. I was normal, but over time with this one girl, I lost myself being too nice. Yeah, that'll do it, brother. Can't be too nice. You got to ask yourself why you were being too nice, though. Figure out what was animating you. What belief or goal was animating you. So you can change that. You got to change what's animating you, because a lot of guys want to learn game, but game is short term. You get into a relationship, you're going to, your real self is going to come through. So, yeah, you got to fix that. All right, people. Well, I've been up here too long. I'm going to run. I got calls coming up. If you want coaching, DM me the word coach. I'll take care of you. If you want to watch the replays of these lives, I'm on YouTube. I'm streaming on YouTube right now, actually. All of these lives are posted on my YouTube channel. It's at The Signal Dating. The link for it is in my bio. If you're new here, make sure to follow. I'll go live twice a day at 12 p.m. Eastern Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if I didn't get to your question today, I will get to it tonight. Remember, we're going to Dallas August 14th through the 17th. August 14th through the 17th. So, trying to pop out, link up with the crew. Give us some crew love. You should do just that, all right? Appreciate the mods, appreciate the chat. I will see you all tonight. Y'all take care.